All right, so this is a 24 by 48 beautiful polished porcelain tile. And today I'm going to show you everything you need to know on how to install it. We're doing this big shower back here, and I think you'll be shocked on how actually easy it is. Alright, so there are two reasons why large format porcelain tile is blowing up and it's the hottest thing in tile. One, there's just like almost zero upkeep to it, the minimum grout lines. But two, it's just beautiful piece of tile. They've gotten so good at printing it that honestly, I think it looks better than any natural stone tile. So here are a few tools that you really need for a tile install like this. First, you need a decent laser that you can have a nice stand that's easily adjustable, because all your cuts are going to be based off your laser line. Alright, so we saw that the trend was going big tile. That is why we got ourselves a bridge saw like this Rubi one, because then it makes these long cuts super easy. You have a lot of control over the tile cut itself. You can move it around. This saw is a must if you're going to be doing more tile, especially large tile. Alright, and also you'll see us use this hole kit to drill out our shower head and our handheld. We're going to use basically this bit right here and then our pump to make sure that it stays nice and cool. It's a pretty cool tool. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is work on this valve wall. And I'm going to, our tile's 48, but I'm not gonna send it out 48, it's too far out of the shower. We're going to put it to 40 right here. So what we have to do first is read the wall and see what do we need to do in terms of how plumb it is or anything like that. So if we put our level kind of right on the wall here, we see that it's actually pretty plumb. I mean, that's perfect right there. We do have a little bit of variation there, but it's like 1/8 of an inch. I'm not concerned about 1/8 of an inch. We can definitely play that with thin set. So every piece of tile that we're going to be putting on, we're going to throw our level on to make sure it's nice and level. Because if you set this wall here level or plumb level, whatever, right? You're going to use your level to set it plumb, and the shower door guy is going to be so happy that you did that, and they will cut out a lot of their kind of time that they have to spend on that. We got our laser line set up on the pencil mark over here outside, and what I'm going to do now is just measure this so I can set my schluter strip. So 89 3/4. I'm going to go outside, cut my schluter strip, and then we're just going to kind of tape it in 2 spots so it stays there. I don't like to nail my schluter strip or anything like that. So once that schluter strip is in here, we can then take all the measurements and measure it this way to make sure that like this line here is perfect. So let's go outside, cut the schluter strip, and come back. Alright, so now that we have our schluter strip, we can then go ahead and measure this wall. And because our tile is thicker, like this gap here can be okay. We don't have to measure perfectly. So for instance here, we're going to measure this at 39.5, and now we can go outside and make this cut. I mean, that's pretty good. I'm really happy with that. So we're not done yet though. This doesn't mean that we can go ahead and install that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my laser and crank this up to this height. See, I'm adjusting it to that height. Basically, that's going to be my grout line, and it's going all the way across. Now I want to make sure that this grout line is okay with this piece of tile and this piece of tile, because the grout line has to continue all the way around. So if my pan is off by 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch, I don't know. Like, I want to make sure that my tile doesn't have a massive gap. Like this gap right here is okay. I can still caulk this really nicely, but I just want to make sure now that this measurement, 23 3/4, like plus 23 3/4, works for the rest of these. So 23 3/4 plus. So once I get my gap in here, like so, then that will be perfect. And then on this side, see, so that is 24. So which means that this side is a 1/4 of an inch lower, which means that I have to basically start over and start at the bottom of a hill and basically start with this piece of tile and then go backwards this way. So then, damn, I should have done that like before I did this, but basically I gotta cut this piece of tile and see what that elevation is. So then I can go and shoot my laser, and then basically this tile right here will need to lose a 1/4 of an inch in order to actually be perfectly level with all the other ones. So let me go ahead and do that real quick. All right, and we're back. So now we cut in this piece of tile, and we're making sure that that is level because this is our downhill piece. So now what you do is once you have this grout line established, we can go back over to this piece of tile, and I've already flipped it around. So then I can go and make my marks kind of right here on that, and then right here on the laser. And then I can go outside, use the bridge saw, and then cut that off, and then we'll get back to this wall. All right, so nothing to it. It's perfect. Little step back, but it's okay. We'll rebound super easily. So now we're going to go ahead and set it. I'm going to use a 1/2 inch trowel on this. I'm going to do it goofy style. You know how you snowboard, there's like the regular and goofy? Like when you install this type of tile, you kind of do it goofy, where you back butter the wall, and then you're going to trowel out the piece of tile on its own, just because to me that's easier, and you have a little more control over it. The whole install is just much cleaner. Also, if you see like right here, when I push this down, you see like an 1/8 of an inch gap right here, which means that this stud was probably recessed in a little bit. So what I'm going to do is when I'm back buttering this wall, I'm going to leave a little bit more of that thin set kind of like in this area. I'm not going to, take it off completely, all right? All right, so we got our tile troweled out. We got this back buttered. You see it's a little bit fatter right here in the middle. That's for a purpose. So typically when you're troweling out your tile, you usually trowel out to the shortest side. So this is 24, right? This shortest. You would go this way. But in our case, we can't do that because if it was like this and we had to collapse the ridges, go to the side, then we'd push a schluter strip out of the way, or, we can't push the wall. So for us, we did go this way. So then once I put it in here, I'll be able to lift it up and set it down. And as you're doing that, you put a little bit of pressure on that, and that's going to collapse the ridges and, do a good job. So let's, first tile. And then we're going to throw our level on it to make sure it's mint. You see what I'm saying? You see what we're building here? Just like that, and we are done with our first piece of tile. And it just took us an hour. All right, so now we're measuring out our handheld pipe, and essentially you come off of the schluter strip because this is your level line here, right? So you're going to come off of here, 33/4 minus, and then off of a tile leveling clip. Not off the tile, off a tile leveling clip. We have 12.5 plus. All right, so we got our valve kind of bottom piece right here transferred over. Just do a little bit of measuring tape trickery and figure that out. Make sure that you're subscribing because tomorrow what we're going to be doing is this half wall. So we're going to have actually a mitered corner here, mitered corner here, and then this thing right here is going to be an incognito removable panel, basically so they can get to the mechanicals there, but you won't know that it's like a removable panel. It's going to be so sick. Same logic with the... Whoa! Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Oh, yeah.
That slid right into your leg. Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
right, and we set 2 pieces of tile today. So so far so good. But we're gonna get our level on flat all the way across, and that we are actually nice and plumb. Bang, that looks so good. All right, we have 2 more pieces of tile left on this one, and then that is done. So this is going to be exactly the same as this, and then this guy is going to be just like that one. It's pretty simple, all right? So I'm gonna get these 2 in, and then I'll show you what it looks like at the end with the big level. Well, let's check this out. So we have our wall, and is it level? I don't know. You tell me. Is it level? It's not level. It's plumb. I can't be the only person that says level. I just can't be the only person that keeps saying it's level. I mean, right? Like, did you see? You showed them this? Yeah. Yo, straight fire. And what we're also looking for is this crack right here, right? We want to make sure that this is nice and flat, so then the shower door people can walk in here and be like, who did your tile? And then the homeowner would be like, Winnie. Winnie did our tile. That's what we're trying to do, and that's how we get more referrals, and that's how we get more jobs. I'll see you tomorrow when we do this.